welcome to the breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rimbert, avid reader, award-winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today, as promised, I want to bring you part 3 of a series that has just completely blown me away. And it is the Twisted series by author slash literary agent slash many different things in the literary industry, author in Tice. So book 1, if you remember, is Twisted Seduction, where we were introduced to 4 main characters: Nadine, Denise, Jeff, and Greg. Book 2, which is Twisted Vows of Seduction, we were introduced to Leonard. Here we are in book 3, and this is entitled Twisted Entrapment, and we find that Nadine is in a whirlwind romance with Leonard. But we have to remember that everything that appears to be perfect may not necessarily be so. There was a secret that was revealed in book 2 about Leonard. I don't want to give it away. However, it could rock the very core of their relationship. And so I don't want to give too much away, but I also want you to know that in the midst of this situation, the author took the time to educate the readers about this particular situation if you are involved in a relationship. So I love that about this. Nadine, as you remember, is co-parenting with Jeff, who was her best friend's husband back in book 1. But Jeff is now trying to help his daughter get over the loss of her mom. She's kind of grieving still the loss of her mom. So he's dealing with that, along with, trying to get over the fact that in book 2, he was not bombarded, but sidetracked by this stripper who was with him for his money, and that was Minaj. Here we are in book 3. He feels like he's going to concentrate on his daughter, but once again, Jeff is, this one is orchestrated, probably more so than the last one. He meets Sabrina. So in book 3, we are introduced to Sabrina and Luke, who want to have a child because they are grieving the loss of a son. So Luke sends Sabrina out to get pregnant, and she just happens to choose Jeff. So it's so twisted. I mean, and that's not even the bombshell of that situation. So, and in the meanwhile, Jeff is trying to convince Nadine that, she shouldn't fall so hard for Leonard, because he realizes that he is actually in love with her. But it may be a little too late for Jeff. We also revisit his best friend, Leonard's best friend, Greg. Greg is now trying to recuperate from a supposed self-inflicted gunshot wound. But again, if you've read book 2, supposedly. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Greg is also having trouble remembering things, but one thing that he does know is that he did not try to commit suicide. And when the pieces of the puzzle come together for him, excuse me, it's crazy because several people are affected. One is his wife, Vivian. And also the woman that he has fallen in love with, which is Naomi. And I so want Naomi and Greg to just win. I feel like they really love one another. But I'll let you be the judge of that. Naomi is trying to repair some relationships in her life. One being with her mother, and you know, her ex-husband. She's trying to figure out a way to co-parent with her ex-husband, in order to, you know, build a relationship with her sons. And she finds an ally in somebody that is, she very least expect. Like, it surprised me, but that showed how we women need to stick together. Somewhat of a, we have to build the truce for the betterment of the children. So I really, really, really like that part of the book. I enjoyed the entire book, but I'm trying to give you guys bits and pieces without giving it away, because I want you to go and pick it up for yourself. Now remember, this is book 3. It just seems like this series gets more twisted as you go along. Because book 1, you're floored. Book 2, you're wild. Book 3 will knock me out of my chair. Like, I'm sending messages like, okay, what the heck did I just read? Because I was literally knocked out of my chair by the opening. So those are the characters that you will continue to see in book 3. I want to remind everybody that Entice has written a pilot, because she wants this series to be on the big screen. I'm looking forward to it, because that would be Dynasty meets Zane Sex Chronicles meets Dallas, maybe? Yeah, because she's from Dallas. But anyway, that was corny, I know. But I had to throw that in there. But this, I watched it played out as I was reading. Something that will keep me up. And you know, you don't want to put it down only because your body forces you to, you know, and because you're like, the characters, I've got to find out what they're doing. And I'm curious to know what happens even more so with these characters long after I put them to bed. So most avid readers know that's one that you highly recommend to another avid reader, and thus here I am recommending to you that you pick up the Twisted series by author Entice. I hope you are as blown away as I am, because she did that. She really and truly did. So I'm looking forward to reading more books by Entice. I'm looking forward to bringing you even more reviews. But until next time, you guys, I want to thank you for taking the time to view this video. I want to thank you for trusting me with my recommendations. I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe now. And I also want to thank you for your word of mouth, for your encouragement, for all of the love and support that you show me, not just here, but on all social media sites. It means everything to me. And I know I say that, a lot, but I really and truly mean it. It helps to build my confidence, because here I am talking to you through a screen, and when you guys comment, it makes me go harder. When you guys, make comments over on social media, it encourages me. When you go and, reach out to that author and, ask them what books they have available, or you go to Amazon or wherever you buy books. Don't forget, I told you guys about Amazon.com. You can also go to several other places, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, Books A Million, whatever websites that you choose to go to, and pick up these books, read them, leave a review, reach out to the author, let them know how much you thought about the book, or if you didn't, but it's a somewhat of a love letter to them. So thank you guys so much for all that you do in support of me as I continue to bring you what I think is some of the best books in our African American literary industry to date. We have not touched the surface, all right? But until next time, go grab a book. Grab a book. Read. Be blessed.